Hi, this is Clever Sausage, and I'm just bringing you this short video because I've just sort of like stumbled onto something, right, in regards to the Hebrew Israelite movement in America, the Black Hebrew Israelite movement and the different factions, right, claiming that they're Jews, Hebrew Israelites, and so forth. There's actually an article here on Wikipedia that explains it, where it originated from, who founded it, what they're all about. Accusations of being racist, sexist, cussing people on the street and all that sort of stuff. And they've got different factions leading up to the ISUPK or PUK or something. These other ones, the Hebrew Israelites, and all these other factions, right? It's all there. Okay, here's the history here. Wikipedia, there's a whole history there. Okay, read it, be the judge of it. Okay, for yourself. It's basically doing your own research and study of it to find out who these people really are. Okay, because I was listening to this. I was actually listening to this. This video of this I think his name's Simcha Jobovich. He goes around the world and he solves all of these biblical mysteries and stuff, right? For timeline, and naked archaeologist or whatever, brings his videos, right? They're really informative. So basically it says timeline world history documentaries. The mystery of the lost tribes of Israel reverberates through 3 millennia of human experience. Of the 12 tribes mentioned in the Bible, only those of Judah and Benjamin survived the Assyrian capture of Israel. This is the story of the search for those remaining few. Okay, yeah, they were attacked by the Mesopotamia, Babylon. They were apparently these tribes split into two, and then they were carried off as slaves by the Assyrians or somebody else. Yeah, okay, to Babylon, and they were there for a while, and then the Persians attacked Babylon, took these Jews, right, to their country, and basically Cyrus, the king at the time, supposedly anointed by God, anointed as a Messiah, was instructed to build this kingdom. Well, he built this kingdom anyway, and it was rich in everything you can think of, right? Not so much decadent, but that's how the Greeks saw them, because they were very jealous of them, like, you don't see it like that, because they don't like the heat, couldn't stand the heat apparently. They were like feminine and all this sort of stuff, right? And then Alexander the Great ended up like conquering them and putting it to flame. Anyway, yeah, so this guy, he went all over and he found, discovered these lost tribes, but he come to a point where he found these Asian ones, right, all armed to the teeth and very militant. Okay, he had a supposed real Jew from Israel following him around, and he's like, verifying it, because I think it's called matzah or something, some sort of bread or cake or whatever that they make, for this celebration, certain celebration. He watched them to see, because he had to prove that they were actually from the lost tribe of Israel, right? One of the lost tribes. So he watched them, and they made this matzah cake or bread without instruction, right? And he was like blown away, because it's like, how did they know that? They must be descendants of Israel. Okay, these certain people. But there was like Asians who armed to the teeth, right, on some place on the edge of India somewhere, right, really armed, a strong force. They reckon, Israelites are tough, fighters and all that sort of stuff. And then you had, I think it was like Ethiopians or something like that, that they invited back to Israel. That they originally got their right to immigrate to Israel. Some Indians, and as well as those light-skinned, Israelis, or Jews in Israel. Right. I think there was another one too. I can't remember. But you had to watch this documentary. But he found most of them, I think, or all of them. Yeah, it's real interesting. Right, so they're all going to go back, he reckons, in this part here. We're going to go back but there could be some trouble. Maybe the Jews in Israel invite them, but then don't really want them there, because apparently, according to Captain Cesariak, or one of those Sunday debates, he went there, and one of the brothers, right, probably a black person, said that they were sectioned off in a certain area. It was like they'd been there since 17 AD, 70 AD, right, when the Romans attacked it and all that sort of stuff. But they were sectioned off into like this prison part of it, right? They're segregated from these Jews. So this is what Jews are just like the KKK. They're racist, right? According to this Captain Cesariak and his friend that he visited in Israel, right? Go have a look at that documentary. I think it's like when two worlds collide, and he's battling against so Battle Axe or Battle Truth, one of those guys, right? Yeah, so watch this. It's really, really interesting. So then I basically was listening to this professor or whatever he is, right, lecture, okay, pretty short thing, and he's all like pro Jew, obviously, saying that his class were Jews and all this sort of stuff, right? Yeah, fair enough. He wants to establish that the Jews were actually slaves there or whatever, in the Exodus, all this sort of stuff, according to the scriptures, right? So I was looking at all these different comments, and some people saying, Abraham came from Canaan, the land of Canaan, when he actually came from Ur of Chaldea. It states it in Genesis, right? And then he wandered around he moved from one region to another with his father and uncle. Right, his uncle died apparently, something like that. And then goes in search of I already had a wife as sort of like his half sister or sister or something, Sarai or Sarah, right? And then I think one of his sons goes to a region of Chaldea, and so sends a servant. He finds this woman and gives her all the rings and all that sort of stuff. It's like basically she's this bastard's this woman, right? Even though he's never seen her. This guy just knows she's the one, right away. But whatever, right? But then she says, go back and tell this guy to come see me, It's rather that it's better for the man, or whatever, how it goes. Blah, blah, blah. A man should, come and see me, whatever. A chosen man, whatever. And all that sort of stuff, right? So then, because Sarai, her name changed to Sarah because she laughed, right? When angel of God or something visited and said she's going to have a child, right? She said, oh, what? Because her womb was all sealed up by God apparently. And she said, I'm getting too old, I can't have children. So she suggested to her husband, Abraham, at the time, Abraham later on, or Abram, to sleep with his bond servant or his bondsmaid, right? Or his servant, Hagar, who was an Egyptian that came out of, I suppose he came, was it Abraham? Yeah, Hagar, she was an Egyptian anyway. So he did the deeds with her and had a child, right? That was his first child. Ishmael, who's a half-bred Chaldean Egyptian, right? According to the scriptures, okay? He's a half-breed, and then eventually, God opens up Sarah's womb, and she has this child to Abraham, right, called Isaac. And he becomes the heir instead of the older one, because of the covenant, reasons of the covenant, all this sort of stuff. So Sarah says get rid of the other chick, didn't want her around. So he chucks her up in the desert with water. He had some pity for her, whatever. And she cried and all that. Whoa, because he's in the desert for a kid, right? But apparently, an angel of God, or whatever, a messenger says, don't cry because your son will be the forefather or the father of a great nation. But they'll all be against each other, sort of thing, fighting with each other, all that sort of stuff, right? And it goes on and on like that, right? So I was looking at the different comments, cracking up because there's people with misinformation and stuff. But that's just what they've read, that's what they've heard, come to believe, right? Different things, okay? And then argue with each other and call each other names, the usual thing, right? Okay, so I was looking at, right, this person, he sees, oh, they were white people. They got into Kemet, Egypt, the Hyksos, stayed for a long time. I'm not even going to say how many exact years it brings to you, I still know the exact number. Okay, this is just assumption, okay, that they were all white people, because apparently they don't really know who they were, right? They assume that this guy is the Jews, or the Hebrews, or whatever, right? Arabs might say it's them, Islam might say it's them, that they were the slaves, or whatever, Okay, so I put this comment here because it just dawned on me, right? Okay, yeah, as Abraham was from Ur of Chaldea, so he was a Chaldean, right? Then his grandchildren were Chaldean up until one had his name changed by God himself from Jacob to Israel. Then his following descendants, the oldest being a half-breed, the oldest a Chaldean Egyptian, okay, and the other, the younger, a Chaldean, okay, he's not a half-breed, right, because his wife was a Chaldean, right, Sarah, Abraham's wife, had children of their own, who had descendants who were then known as the Israelites. And of the half-breed, the Ishmaelite, his descendants, the Ishmaelites, the descendants of his ancestor Ishmael, he was as he was of the seed of Abraham, born via Hagar the Egyptian, his bondmaid servant, right? Okay. Moses raised in the Egyptian courts, realizing that he was really a Hebrew. Okay, is that what they claim? Okay, he was born of a Hebrews, right? Put in a reed boat and all that sort of stuff, which is very similar to the story of Sargon, King Sargon, the myth. Okay. Okay, get back up here. Just corrected that mistake. Okay, yeah, how you have to verify that he's a Hebrew. How did he become a Hebrew? If, right? Okay, here's a source here. Link to the source. Okay, this is saying a Jew, a Hebrew, Yehudi or Yehudi is any person whose religion, in the broader sense of the term, a Jew is any person belonging to the worldwide group that constitutes through descent of conversion a continuation of the ancient Jewish people, who were themselves descendants of the Hebrews of the Bible Old Testament. In ancient times, a Yehudi was originally a member of Judah. Right? Some more links here because they explain, get the definition of what Judah is. Okay, there it is there. Hebrew, standard Yehuda, Tiberian Yehuda, was according to the book of Genesis the fourth son of Jacob and Leah, the founder of the Israelite tribe, because his name was changed from Jacob or Jacob by God to Israel, right? And he'd be a father of that great nation, right? Tribe of Judah. By extension, he is indirectly eponymous of the kingdom of Judah, okay, the land of Judea, and the word Jew. According to the narrative in Genesis, Judah with Tamar is the patrilineal ancestor of the Davidic line. Here's another link here to a source. So this is where I clicked. So a US Hebrew Israelite cannot be a Jew if he does not practice Judaism, because a lot of them go, oh, we don't practice it. So comments, the guy explained that to me. So they dropped that, right? Because of that, they dropped it and they called themselves the Israelite, an Israelite, right? Okay, and they say, oh, black Jew of the tribe of Israel, whatever tribe they come up with according to their chart, right? Here's another link to the source, right? To a source. Define Israelite. Israelite synonyms, Israelite pronunciation, Israelite translation, etc., etc. English dictionary definition of Israelite, or an Israelite. Noun, it's a naming word, a native or inhabitant of the ancient northern kingdom of Israel, a descendant of Jacob or Jacob, who later was called Israel, had his name changed, but they can't call themselves an Israelite either. A Jew, right, that's basically what an Israelite was. He was a Jew, a Hebrew, Yehudi or Yehudi, if their religion isn't practicing Judaism, right? So I got comments from somebody else before. I can show you up here somewhere. Okay, where is it? Real nice guy. He did give me a nasty reply. I'll see if I can find him here. Okay, I can't remember where he is, but yeah, a lot of insults They always seem to insult you, right? Okay, this guy here, he's pretty cool. Hidden treasure end, you know. Yeah, okay, here, right? I'm an Israelite. I don't use the term Hebrew Israelite. That's probably why. I use the KJV, a version called the Scriptures, and a few older versions in the KJV. I do parallel, right? Comparisons of them all. Okay, that's what I do as well. Okay, so basically, yeah, he doesn't follow that. He's not a Hebrew Israelite. He's an Israelite. Okay, so as I showed there, for all these sources, these links, right? That if their religion isn't practicing Judaism, then they're not a Jew. They're not an Israelite. Okay. Here, see. So a US Hebrew Israelite cannot be a Jew if he does not practice Judaism. Jew, Hebrew, blah blah blah. Any person whose religion is Judaism. So as somebody, they drop the first inkling to the second title name, Israelite, right? They didn't define it, as I've shown you before. But they also can't call themselves that, because Israelite is a Jew. Okay? A member of the house of Israel was an Israelite, a Jew. Jew, Hebrew, Yehudi, blah blah blah, if their religion isn't practicing Judaism. Okay? So that's why I provide the link, so people go, oh no, you're full of crap. You know, where's your proof? There's the source to the link of the supposed fact, right? Okay. So if you listen to this guy, his documentary, right? As I think I've mentioned earlier, there was a Jew from Israel following him around, verifying that these people who claim to be descended from these lost tribes of Israel proved that they were, okay? And I think, yeah, all of them did. Okay, but they're a bit worried about the Asian one because they're militant, and if they go back there, you know, like they're gonna probably start a war or something, you know, a fight, and then apparently, according to this dude, that might be the cause of the apocalypse, you know. It's like, what, really? Wow. Yeah, fighting amongst each other and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, watch that one, listen to that one, and we'll learn some stuff. What I was talking about, right? But yeah, again, here's the supposed history of black Hebrew Israelites in America. Okay. According to the Anti-Defamation League, it's the Jews, right? Probably Zionism. Some, but not all sects of the black Hebrew Israelites are outspoken anti-Semites and racist, sexist, racist, whatever. Because they yell at people, they call them faggots, crackers, you know, and all this sort of stuff. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. This group sometimes employs street preaching to promote their ideology. Sidewalk ministers sometimes employ provocation to advance a message that is often anti-Semitic, racist, and xenophobic. This primarily gained notice in the news. Of General Yokohama, what his name is, Yokohama, getting done for that, pulled up on that, cussing at someone, calling them a cracker and all that sort of stuff. An innocent passerby, because they are white, that's racist, right? Okay, employ street preaching to promote their ideology. Sidewalk ministers sometimes employ provocation to advance a message that is often anti-Semitic, racist, and xenophobic. This primarily gained notice in the news through their street preaching, targeted towards the students of Covington Catholic. Videos showed them calling them racists, bigots, white crackers, faggots, and incest kid. They also alluded to the film Get Out, telling an African American that they would harvest his organs. They also alluded to the sex abuse scandal. Okay, so they're taking this made-up movie, okay, probably based around fact that there's people out there that do that sort of crap, right, to other people, and make money off it, right? But they're like trying to say, yeah, that's what they're going to do to you because this movie said so, right? Yeah, and they got lots and lots of different factions of them. There you go. All this information here. I think I already covered it before in a former video. Okay, and then I think I covered the origin of the Aramaic language. It's Afro-Asiatic. So yeah, so looking at this video, it's Afro-Asiatic, right? Language, it's its origins. So if you look at this documentary and he finds all these different coloured people, right, from Ethiopians to Indians to Asians, then you understand, yeah, in some ways they're right that these people that were once in this desert region that split into two, the tribe of was it 10 tribes or something, 12 tribes, and they split into two, right, and you had the Judah and the Benjamin one, which is the ones in Israel, and then all the other 10 were scattered, right? So yeah, in this documentary this guy goes with a team or whatever, and a Jew from Israel of the tribe of Benjamin, and proves that these other ones are actually, yeah, to his amazement, actually truly descendants of the lost tribes of Israel. Okay, so yeah, it's not a personal attack on these guys. I mean, that's their choice to do that, think street preaching, whatever, you know, and they swear and carry on. Okay, so to me that's not, okay, this is constructive criticism, it's not being judgmental or anything like that, so don't take it out of context. It's just exposing them for what they really are, you know, that they're not of God. Okay, their whole thing is to you know, show themselves knowledgeable, right? So maybe they come up with the word, like you got Yahweh, right? Yahweh, or Yahushua, or whatever, right? They come up with these weird names like Yahu Washi Washi, you know, and all this sort of stuff for God, whatever. Yahu Wahi Wahi, whatever, you know. That I know for a fact, well, I got this inkling anyway, that it's not from the original Hebrew, right? They're just making it up to sound knowledgeable, sound cool, whatever, you know. So I asked the professor, who's got 2 doctorates, right? For PhDs and 2 doctorates or whatever, and he said, yeah, it's a lot of crap, you know. Yeah, you got. I was correct in saying you got YWH, right? Yahweh from the Tetragrammaton. But this other thing is like, what the hell is this crap, you know? This guy should know if he's got a PhD and 2 doctorates or whatever, right? And he's done it for 35 years, you know, studied from all angles, all religious, denominational perspectives and whatever, right? And I was Manson and another guy that, you know, they were like not a cultist, but some funny thing like that, you know. And they did translations of the Syriac Peshitta. Yeah, so it's basically revealing them for what they are, where they're going wrong, right? I mean, like, if they're mouthing off and calling people crackers and swearing it and all that sort of stuff, there's the scriptures in there that says, you know, if you can't control your tongue, then your religion is worthless, right? The tongue is like, you know, can like set forests on fire, all that sort of stuff, right? Yeah, you know, Jews say, you know, what I was reading about these Jews, they're saying in their belief system that words are very powerful, and they can like really hurt, you know, and destroy lives and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, and all this other stuff. Yeah, they're really powerful, and you know, they can be used positively or very, very negatively. Right? Yeah, so yeah, that's just a bit of information for you, so help you, you know. So you're aware. That's basically what my channel, Couch Kumra. My other channels is basically just all this religious information on one channel, right? I could possibly put a link to it at the bottom underneath this video, but you'll need to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumb up, and yeah, and tell me how much you like this, or you totally hated it, how much you hated it. Anyway, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.